What is up, guys? EJ here, back with another video, and today it's going to be my Blu-ray DVD collection for 2020 and Sports Part 2. So up first we have The Legend of Bagger Vance from 2000. Yeah, good solid film with Will Smith and Matt Damon, Charlize Theron. Okay, up next we have the original The Longest Yard, Lockdown Edition from 1974 with Burt Reynolds. I did not like the Adam Sandler remake of that film. Up next we have Lords of Dogtown, unrated extended cut from 2005. Yeah, of course, about Dogtown and Z-Boys. Directed by Catherine Hardwicke with Emile Hirsch and Heath Ledger. Yeah, I like quite a lot of that film. Up next we have Major League from 1989, one of my all-time favorite baseball movies. Hilarious film with Tom Berenger and Rene Russo, Corbin Burnson, Charlie Sheen, Wesley Snipes. Just awesome. I love this film. Bob Uecker is the commentator, just fantastic. Alright, up next we have $1 Million Erm from 2014. Yeah, good little film with John Hamm that I quite enjoyed. Up next we have $1 Million Baby from 2004, 2-disc widescreen edition. Yeah, Clint Eastwood's Oscar-winning film from that year with Hilary Swank and Morgan Freeman. Fantastic movie. Up next we have Miracle from 2004 with Kurt Russell. Yeah, of course, about the Miracle on Ice USA men's hockey team at 1980 Lake Placid Winter Olympics. Their famous win over the Russian Soviet team from that year. Up next we have Moneyball from 2011, fantastic film, of course, about Billy Beane and Brad Pitt, or Billy Beane and the Oakland A's. Billy Beane played by Brad Pitt, Jonah Hill, excellent, Philip Seymour Hoffman, fantastic film that. Up next we have My All-American from 2015, I believe, with Aaron Eckhart, Finn Wittrock, Robin Tunney, Sarah Bolger. Yeah, I like this film quite a bit. Good little movie, that one. Up next we have Mystery Alaska from 1999. Good pond hockey movie with Russell Crowe and Hank Azaria, Mary McCormick. Yeah, good fun movie. I like this film a lot. Up next we have National Velvet from 1944 with Mickey Rooney and Elizabeth Taylor. Up next we have The Natural, director's cut from 1984. Fantastic baseball film, of course, with Robert Redford, directed by Barry Levinson. Up next we have The Pride of the Yankees from 1942, collector's edition, of course. Gary Cooper is Lou Gehrig. Fantastic film with Teresa Wright, Walter Brennan, and Babe Ruth himself. Up next we have Race from 2016. Really enjoyed this film a lot with Stephen James, Jason Sudeikis, Jeremy Irons, William Hurt, of course, about Jesse Owens and his defiance of Adolf Hitler at the 1936 Olympics, winning like 4 or 5 gold medals. My favorite part of this film is probably Carice Van Houten, Melisandre from Game of Thrones. She plays Leni Riefenstahl, the famous German filmmaker who made Triumph of the Will and the film Olympia, which is sort of about this as well. Seeing like her point of view and her wanting to make movies. Well, she made movies for the German propaganda machine, but Just seeing her and seeing that part of this story really intrigued me. Olympia is a film I really want to get by that filmmaker, chronicling this. Yeah, interesting story. Alright, up next we have Radio from 2003 with Ed Harris and Cuba Gooding Jr. Good little high school football movie. Up next we have Raging Bull from 1980, one of my favorite Martin Scorsese films, of course, with Robert De Niro. Special edition 2-disc DVD collector's set, of course, about Jake LaMotta, Joe Pesci and Kathy Moriarty. Wonderful, gorgeous black and white, amazing boxing scenes. Fantastic film, Raging Bull. Not a film I'd want to watch all the time, but it's a glorious movie. Up next we have Remember the Titans, director's cut from 2000 with Denzel Washington, Will Patton, young Hayden Panettiere, really fun. I love her in this movie, she's really funny. Donald Faison, yeah, another good high school football film. Up next we have Rocky, 2-disc collector's edition, of course, absolute classic. From 1976 with Sylvester Stallone, Burt Young, Talia Shire, Carl Weathers. Great music by Bill Conti, of course, directed by John G. Avildsen. I don't have the Rocky sequels, I probably should, but for right now I only have the first one. Up next we have Rounders, fantastic film from 1998 with Matt Damon and Edward Norton, Gretchen Mol, and the awesome John Malkovich, Famke Janssen, John Turturro, Martin Landau. Just a great film about Texas Hold'em poker, which I played a lot of back in the day when it was popular. Yeah, really great film. Up next we have Rudy, special edition. Fantastic film, of course, about the Notre Dame football program and Rudy Rudiger, Sean Astin, fantastic. John Favreau, Charles S. Dutton, Ned Beatty from 1993, one of the classic football films of all time. Up next we have Rush from 2013, directed by Ron Howard. Really great film about James Hunt and Niki Lauda, played by Chris Hemsworth and Daniel Bruhl, and Formula One racing in the 70s. Yeah, fantastic film. One of my favorites of that year. Right, guys, moving on. Up next we have a couple of San Francisco 49ers highlight DVDs. The Complete History, of course, my favorite football team. Just lost the opening game against the Arizona Cardinals this past weekend, and I also got the 5 greatest games. Their 5 Super Bowl victories, of course. Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Bill Walsh, Steve Young. Should have won the Super Bowl last year, of course, against the Kansas City Chiefs. That was heartbreaking. But yeah, good things for the Niners happening. Hopefully they can get healthy. We need some wide receivers, that's for sure. Up next we have my San Francisco Giants highlight DVDs. The 2010 World Series collector's edition, of course. Big Giants fan. They haven't been that good recently. 2012 World Series collector's edition. And the 2014 World Series collectors. Yeah, to win 3 World Series in 5 years, like Madison Bumgarner and Tim Lincecum and Buster Posey and that lot. Most of them gone now. Buster's not playing this year, of course, because he opted out. And Mad Bum got dealt to the Arizona Diamondbacks. And who knows what happened to Tim Lincecum. I think he's retired now. But yeah, big Giants fan. They've actually played pretty decent this year. They're like hitting the hell out of the baseball, which is a shock because our offense has been terrible for years, ever since Barry Bonds retired. But they've been kind of fun to watch in this shortened season. because they're hitting a lot of home runs. And still, I'm not huge into baseball as much as I was when I was younger. All right, moving on. Up next, we have Seabiscuit from 2003. Yeah, really great film about the horse that inspired the nation back in the Great Depression. Yeah, Tobey Maguire, Chris Cooper, William H. Macy, Jeff Bridges. Fantastic film. Up next, we have The Sandlot family feature. Yeah, really great fun movie from 1993. Of course, about kids playing baseball. Alright, up next, another horse racing film, Secretariat from 2010 with Diane Lane and John Malkovich, of course, about the great horse that won the Triple Crown in the, I think, 1977 was the year that Secretariat won. Up next, we have Slapshot, 25th Anniversary Special Edition, of course, with Paul Newman. Great film about hockey from 1977. Up next, we have Suicide Kings from 1998. Really fantastic film. Special edition with Christopher Walken, Dennis Leary, fantastic. Johnny Galecki as from Big Bang Theory, really fun as well, as Ira in this film. Jay Moore, terrific. Really cool film. I love Suicide Kings. Up next, we have Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby from 2006, of course, with Will Ferrell. Fantastic, fun movie. John C. Reilly, Sacha Baron Cohen, Michael Clark Duncan, unrated and uncut. Up next, we have my Tiger Woods authorized DVD collection. 3-disc collection includes his life, his majors, his legacy, and this was made back in who knows when, like 2000, late 2000s. I mean, you can make a whole new documentary about his life. The second part, the troubling part of Tiger, his legacy and his troubles on and off the golf course, obviously, and then his miraculous comeback over the last couple years, which has been a joy for me to watch. I'm a huge Tiger Woods fan. I've chronicled his whole career since he was an amateur. He was a superstar. I was like, I wasn't really old enough for Michael Jordan and Wayne Gretzky. I wasn't really big on basketball or hockey when I was a kid because I was living in England. But when I heard about Tiger, and I was a huge golf fan already, when he came on the scene, I was like, this is the guy I'm going to follow, I'm going to care about. And it was a great ride for the first 10 years. The last 10 years has been rough, but I think there's still some couple good more things to come from Tiger, obviously. Right, guys, so this leads into my Tiger Woods highlight DVDs of all his major wins. The 97 Masters, his first major that he won, of course, by a record 12 shots. The 2001 Masters that completed the Tiger Slam, of course, following his 3 major victories in 2000. The 2002 Masters. The 2005 Masters, the epic chip on 16, and then he beat Chris DeMarco in the playoff. Where is my 2019 Masters highlight video? I've been looking for it ever since he won. I mean, I didn't think he'd ever win again, and I didn't think I'd ever see, or I didn't think he'd maybe not win a major again after he came back. But when he won last year's Masters, it was thrilling for me, and I was really hoping I'd get a DVD of it by now. I haven't looked in a while. Maybe it is out, but initially it didn't come out like 5-6 months afterwards. I'll have to check into that again. Anyway, moving on to his U.S. Opens, and the only VHS I have in my collection still is the 2000 U.S. Open at Pebble Beach. where he won by 15 shots. Probably the greatest golf ever played was at that U.S. Open by Tiger. The 2002 U.S. Open that he won at Bethpage Black in New York. Of course, the U.S. Open starts tomorrow, also in New York at Winged Foot. So looking forward to that. And then the 2008 U.S. Open, Duel for the Ages. This was the last major he won before the 2019 Masters. This one at Torrey Pines in San Diego, beating Rocco Mediate in a playoff. Okay, then the Open Championships. The 2001, his first Open that he won at St. Andrews. Yeah, again, he won in record fashion by like 8 shots that year. Then the 2005 Open, again at St. Andrews, terrific as well. The 2006 Open that he won at Royal Liverpool, Hoylake, is probably one of the most impressive golfing displays I've ever seen because of the conditions that week. It was so firm and fast, and he was in such control of his game at that point. This is one of the most underrated performances of his career, in my opinion. And then we move on to his PGA Championships. 99, he won at Medina in Chicago. Beat young Sergio Garcia back then. Then the 2000s PGA Championship in Valhalla in Louisville, where he dueled with Bob May, relative unknown. Then he won again in 2006 at Medina. Again, this was after his Open Championship that same year. Again, complete control of his game at that time. And then we have King of the Hills in this slim case, the PGA Championship from 2007 at, I guess, Southern Hills, was it? Yeah, Southern Hills, I think in Oklahoma. One of his last PGA Championship. So yeah, looking forward to getting that 2019 Masters DVD to add to this collection. Alright, moving on. Tin Cup. From 1996, fantastic golf movie with Kevin Costner and Rene Russo, Cheech Marin as his caddy. Just a fantastic, fun movie. The ending's great, of course. Alright, up next we have a snapper case, which I hate. Victory from 1981 with Sylvester Stallone, or Escape to Victory as it's known in the UK. Yeah, John Huston film, Michael Caine, Max von Sydow, Pele, of course, about POWs in World War II, soccer match. Cool film. Up next we have Warrior from 2011 with Tom Hardy and Joel Edgerton, Nick Nolte. Good film about MMA. I'm not really an MMA fan at all, but this is a good movie. Alright, up next we have When the Game Stands Tall from 2014 with Jim Caviezel. Yeah, good film about the De La Salle high school football team, which went on like a 120 odd winning streak back in the like late 90s, 2000s. I was very familiar with De La Salle because I'd always hear about it when I'd watch the high school football review shows, the local TV show here in the Bay Area, because they're from like the North Bay, something like that. So I was very aware of De La Salle and their accomplishments, and this is a good film about that. Up next we have White Man Can't Jump, 92 classic, of course, with Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson, Rosie Perez, about playground basketball, of course, and Jeopardy. I love Rosie Perez on Jeopardy in this film. Really fun. Up next we have Wimbledon from 2004. Yeah, great film about tennis, of course, and the famous championships in London, England. My mom is a huge tennis fan. I've been to Wimbledon a couple times when I was a kid. I was a decent tennis player in my youth, and I went as like captain of the tennis team when I was like 11, 12 years old. This is a good film with Kirsten Dunst and Paul Bettany. Jon Favreau is in it. Yeah, it's a good, fun movie. I like it a lot. And last but not least, we have The Wrestler from 2008. Fantastic film with Mickey Rooney, of course, Marissa Tomei, wonderful, Evan Rachel Wood, directed by Darren Aronofsky. Yeah, fantastic film. I was a huge pro wrestling fan when I moved here. I loved The Undertaker. He's my favorite wrestler of all time, so that's a great film about wrestling. Alright, so that is sports. Up next will be my stand-up collection. Should be one video because it's a pretty short section. So thank you for watching as always, and until next time, I'll see you.
Bom.